Officer fired after shooting naked. Gonna have to bleep out that word for the first 30 seconds of the video. But, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a more clickable title in a video in my life. So, let's see.
St. Paul police officers in Minnesota surround a naked man who barricaded himself in a dumpster.
Minnesota. Oh, wait. No, I'm thinking of Wisconsin.
Joseph, come out of the dumpster.
This scenario involves over 3 dozen police officers, helicopter surveillance, assistance from nearby civilians, and will eventually evolve into a national headline. Well over an hour earlier, first responders received a 911 call involving a female victim.
This lady, she had on nothing but a pink robe. She was screaming, "Help me." Her SUV was crashed, her face pretty bad beaten. I unlocked my back door and told her, "Get in." She just kept saying, "Go, he's gonna kill me." She was terrified. This was an ex-boyfriend, and I had asked her, "Where is he? What does he have on?" And she said, "Nothing. He's butt naked."
Officials arrived soon after, and the female victim was taken to the hospital for evaluation. Investigators then questioned her about the events leading up to the crash. She kept in contact with a man named Joseph Javante Washington, despite a highly complicated relationship. That night, she came home alone at 6:30. Joseph was there as he had been earlier that day. He obtained the victim's phone and then unexpectedly struck her in the head. Joseph then dragged her by her hair into the bathroom, trapped her, and threatened to kill her with a knife. He then physically and sexually assaulted her in the shower, punching her with a closed fist, and accused her and her family of tracking him.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let me pause here for a second. Officer fired after shooting naked rapist. Okay, I know the video's going to explain it later on, but like, why would an officer get fired for that? Officers get paid leave and like for blatantly murdering people wrongfully. But this is a situation I'm like, fuck yeah. Shoot the dude. I'm completely fine with that. And then they get fired? Like, what is happening?
During the attack, he used her own phone to record the sexual assault and posted the videos.
He was unarmed is all I could think of. Yeah, there are millions of cases of people being unarmed and cops shoot them and cops get away with it and keep being cops. Like, that's why I'm like, why now? Why?
To her Facebook and Snapchat. Afterward, he dragged her to the garage, both still naked, and ordered her into a vehicle. She pleaded for clothes, and he retrieved a thin pink bathrobe and 2 knives, forcing her at knife point into the driver's seat. As she drove, he forced her to speed past 100 miles per hour, weave into oncoming traffic, and run red lights. The entire time, he punched her and held a knife to her throat, warning that if she crashed, he would kill her. Joseph eventually grabbed the steering wheel, causing a crash. Both survived. The victim ran while Joseph allegedly grabbed the knives and ran another way. The victim frantically waved down traffic for help. A driver stopped and called 911, leading to her transport to the hospital, where she was treated for contusions, abrasions, and an orbital bone fracture under her left eye. Meanwhile, police launched a manhunt for the naked rapist in the streets of downtown St. Paul. One key St. Paul officer, Anthony Dean, will be an important figure in the events to come.
How long you've been with St. Paul PD?
6 years. I worked for the Ramsey County Sheriff's Department and Ramsey County Corrections. I'm a United States Marine. I'm actually a disabled veteran.
Officers learned from dispatch that a naked man had broken into a nearby home about a quarter-mile away.
Pulled open our back door. He was naked.
Barrel through towards the kitchen.
He went to the fridge.
He yanked stuff out, and it was a jar of pickles that had broken on the floor.
Pulled out a bottle of orange juice, and just that quick, he left again.
We were stunned.
Do you remember him saying anything to you?
No. That's what also was sort of alarming, because he just seemed like in an altered state.
Bro, naked dude runs in, dude, imagine being these people. A naked dude runs into their house, grabs their pickles, shatters it, then grabs the orange juice and just dips. Never to be seen again.
How did it make you feel to have a strange naked man coming in your back door?
We're still processing. We've had some drinks tonight.
Yeah.
I'm glad that's all that he wanted was that orange juice. It was unusual. And we're used to weirdos in this neighborhood, believe me.
The male burglary victim allegedly followed Joseph outside during the call and informed responding officers of his last known location. A K-9 unit was deployed to track Joseph.
It's very rare circumstances to deploy canines to detain a suspect.
He's also wanted for 1033. That changes things arranged for canine.
Even with authorization, canine officers must issue a warning before releasing the dog, stating their commands and informing the suspect that non-compliance may result in being bit. It was around this time that officers themselves heard unknown gunshots in the area.
Just heard shot fired, about 8 or 9 shots.
Immediately, we believed this could be related to our suspect.
Security footage later revealed a naked Joseph casually walking.
Like, just imagine being these people. Like, this dude just walking on the sidewalk, just seeing this naked dude walk past him. He's like, oh, okay. Dude walks into someone's house, steals their orange juice, destroys their pickles. Like,
down the street as a passerby did a double take. About 40 minutes had passed since the crash. He fled. Weather records show temperatures were in the low 40s Fahrenheit or around 6 degrees Celsius. A strike team officer soon spotted Joseph jumping into a dumpster, and within moments he was surrounded by nearly 36 officers. He was not just being tracked on the ground. A flight team with thermal imaging allegedly confirmed his location in the dumpster while capturing the entire scene. At the hospital, the victim shared more about Joseph. Details officers had learned before finding him at the dumpster. She said he wasn't taking his medication for bipolar disorder.
Ah, that could be an issue.
Spoke often about suicide and has a history of using methamphetamine.
Oh, that is a recipe right there, ladies and gentlemen. That is a goddamn recipe for disaster. Wow. Not taking his bipolar meds, suicidal, and does meth and cocaine. Damn. Nah, I think it's the video games. Yeah, it's these goddamn video games, dude.
And cocaine. He was abusing Wellbutrin that night, which can cause delusions and manic behavior for people with bipolar and a history of hard drug use. Reports share that while Joseph remained in the dumpster, he told officers he had a gun. Although body cam footage of this incident is documented by the 1,400-page report surrounding this case, we were also able to obtain this never-before-seen footage after winning an appeal request to the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension.
Joseph, come on out.
29, we're going to deploy.
Officers were authorized to use less than lethal tactics.
Joseph, come on out.
But one cop decided he was going to take the law into his own hands.
Joseph, come on out. You don't want to be around the pepper ball.
Pepper ball?
Yeah.
It's a little ball that they shoot that like explodes and it has like pepper spray.
Come on, Joseph.
The pepper ball rounds mixed with winds caused the aerosol irritant to blow back towards officers.
Every officer up there affected by these pepper ball rounds, and so I could tell that these rounds were effective.
Authorized to use pepper ball, but it had no effect.
It appeared to have no effect as it was not coughing or really moving.
It didn't have much effect.
I've been on many scenes where pepper balls are fired. It's almost like a gas chamber. It affects you, and it affects you a lot. It causes you to cry, your nose to run. It affects your breathing. It affects everything. I could see it was having no effect on him, and that was concerning for me.
A total of 14 pepper balls were deployed.
Damn.
In the provided footage, it is difficult to tell if Joseph is coughing.
You gotta come out, buddy.
John, you got a pepper ball in there? I'm showing up.
In my car over there. Are you out?
They have one right there.
They've got one.
You think at a bad angle that way, then up.
You want me to go open the lid of the dumpster?
No.
Isn't he naked?
He's definitely got a knife, but he's saying he has a gun.
He's saying he's got a gun.
And it's full of pepper balls.
But he was naked, right?
Don't pull over.
Well, he was naked, but we saw him come out of the alley. We don't know what he's picked up in his time frame.
He's not like other
Joseph,
guys.
come on out, buddy.
Damn right.
We know you're in there.
He's a mess.
You're just gonna have to come out.
I was maintaining lethal cover and said, I have a gun in here, don't come near me. I believed it was a clear warning. If you're going to try to come to this dumpster and take me into custody, I have a gun and I'm going to shoot you.
Officers in dispatch reportedly missed the chance to confirm if Joseph was armed, having never asked the burgled homeowners if he had anything in his hands.
So they went back home, and I stopped at the last location this guy was seen.
By the time they confronted him, this information remained unknown.
Nobody's gonna hurt you. Just show us your hands and get on the ground. Climb out of the dumpster and get on the ground.
Joe, it's time to give up. Let's go.
One person. You guys, one person talking. Joseph, come out of the dumpster. Come on out. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up.
He says he don't want to.
Come on out.
I don't want to.
Come on out.
Oh, there he is.
Show us your hands. Show us your hands.
I think I saw a knife in his right hand.
Wait, why did you... Bro, he was almost out. Why did you shoot him with a pepper ball again?
He's got something in his hand. Show us your hands, Joseph. Come on
Thank you,
out.
Spicy Knot, for the 4 months.
You could see him open the lid. He was looking at us. He just didn't seem to be present. He's bladed, and then he keeps ducking down. I certainly believe he was under the influence of something that was causing him to not understand how dangerous this is.
You guys, no one chases. Joseph, come on out. Get on the ground. Show us your hands. Come on out. Reaching down for something. Joseph, come on out.
I mean, yeah, bipolar with you know, not taking your medication on top of methamphetamine is a hell of a drug.
He's not in his right mind, guys. Joseph, come on out. Come on out, Joseph.
This guy is like psychologically pushing himself towards psychotic
Joseph,
mania
come on
and
out.
be shocked if he
Show us
slept
your
in
hands.
72 hours.
Come on out.
Yeah, it sucks because like you almost want to have like sympathy, or not really sympathy, but empathy for these people, but at the same time it's like, bro did some horrendous shit. You know what I mean? It's like you can't once it gets past that point of like where they commit a violent act or do something horrible, it's like you just don't, like, there's no point in even feeling bad for them anymore. You can feel bad for them if they don't do anything bad, but once they do something bad, it's like, no. Sorry, bro.
Joseph, come on out.
Dean, your buck's lethal.
Yep, got it. Okay, if you want to get closer over here, it's better.
Yeah, I can't get any, I think I got bad cartridges in here.
Go up on the help.
Yeah, I got bad cartridges.
Joseph, come on out. Come on out. Show us your hands. Joseph, you can hear me. Show us your hands.
That's why I'm hesitant to put the label of mental health crisis on this. He raped, attacked, and kidnapped a woman and crashed a car and is now having a standoff. That isn't just a bad day. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like that, you know, there's an extent. There's a limit to how much you can feel bad for these situations, or, you know, for the person who's dealing with a mental health issue. It's like, yeah.
Come on out.
He did what? He did a lot.
Officer Anthony Dean highlights his concerns in a post-incident interview when he witnessed this exact moment.
A reasonable person, I think they would take cover from projectiles being shot at them. He was standing up. It almost seemed in defiance.
So was he physically being struck by the pepper ball?
I don't know. Not that I observed. There was a potential for it because he had the lid up and he was facing the direction where they were firing the pepper balls.
Come on out. That's right. Come out of the dumpster and get on the ground. No one will hurt you. Come out of the dumpster. Climb out. Come on. You're almost there.
A lot of people have mental health issues and crisis that don't go on crime sprees like this. Exactly.
Joseph, come on out.
This overhead map shows their positions based on body camera visuals. Key officers include Sergeant Brown, who is leading communication with Joseph, Officer Rooney, the canine officer ready to deploy if Joseph runs.
Like just to give an example of like people with anger issues or something like that. That's why I never have ever have sympathy for any dude who has anger issues who does something to physically harm someone else. Because as someone with anger issues, I've never, ever even crossed my mind to do anything physical to any other person ever when I'm in an angry state. So that's why I never, ever feel bad for people who are like, who have a mental issue of anger issues and then they harm someone else for it. Like, no. Anyone who does violence to someone else because of a mental issue, it's like, no.
Officer Becerra, who fired pepper ball rounds, and Officer Anthony Dean, providing lethal cover if the situation escalates to that point. Throughout the interaction, Canine Officer Rooney repeatedly instructs her fellow officers.
If he does come out running, do not chase, do not get in front of the house, do not chase after him.
Plus,
as
it was his
officers
choice
prepared
not
to
take
fire
the meds.
more pepper balls to lure Joseph out, the pepper ball gun malfunctioned for unknown reasons. It's at this moment that Joseph decides to make his move.
Good, Gilly, good. Climb out of the dumpster. There you go.
In the first 7 seconds after Joseph jumps...
Okay, I'm sorry, that was just kind of hilarious more than anything. It's just... Bro just fucking took off,
from
man.
the dumpster, officers hold their positions following orders not to chase. Regardless, Sergeant Brown reinforces this command by loudly declaring, "Dog, dog, dog!" Moments after Joseph exits the dumpster, an officer declares,
Hands are empty.
They voice this loud enough to be heard on 6 different body cameras in this area. However, it doesn't seem the message reaches officers in any of these areas. The canine officer strictly follows policy, asserting authority, issuing a compliance command, and warning that non-compliance may result in a bite.
Don't run! Don't do it! Don't run! Please, Canine, get down on the ground! I'm gonna set my dog! You're gonna get back!
In just 1 second and 23 frames out of 30, Joseph covers an estimated distance of 40 feet, running at calculated speeds of 15.4 miles per
Damn, bro, what the fuck?
hour, easily classifying his speed as a sprint. As Joseph rounds the corner with the canine close behind.
Yeah, where's the Batman? What is it called? The rap thingy. That's what we need in this situation. Why don't we have that here? That'd have been perfect.
Officer Anthony Dean's response turns this incident into a national headline.
Climb out of the dumpster. There you go.
We need the bolo. Like right here, boom. Like he'd be done. Like we need that. Damn.
Watch out. Hold your weapon.
Get the No teaser with the dog! No teaser with the dog! Back off.
Get up.
Yeah. The fuck, bro? What is happening? This is a goddamn mess. Like, okay. All right. So my thoughts after actually seeing the whole situation. Yeah, I don't necessarily think he should have shot the dude. This is horrible communication. It's a goddamn mess. Thank you, Jasper, for the membership. The cop shouldn't have shot him. Now with the context in the beginning and all the horrible things he did, I thought the dude was going to be like charging at a cop. No, this is just horrible communication by cops. The cop should not have shot. They literally had the dude on the ground with the dog. The dog was already attacking him. They tased him when the dog was attacking him. They shot him when the dog was there. It's a fucking mess. This is horrible police work all around. You got 30 officers. You got 30 officers, chat, and a naked dude with nothing in his hands, and they couldn't take him down. They had to shoot him, you know, like, yeah. After watching and seeing, yeah, okay, yeah, I completely agree that the cop should have gotten fired.
As shots were fired, officers in this area expressed confusion.
Oh, there he is. Come on, he's out. He's going. Stay back. Stay back. Crossfire, watch the crossfire. Go.
What was that? What is that?
He had a gun.
You had a gun? Oh, hey, back here, back here. Back up. Come on. Don't. Let them handle it. Let them handle it.
Suddenly, this situation became a highly scrutinized internal.
I'm sorry, like, this is why people hate cops, man. This is a prime example of why people hate fucking cops. Everyone's confused. Horrible communication. We have one naked dude that is not armed. You have a dog. You have 30 people with a taser. You got 30 people with capabilities to take this dude down. Like, this is horrible. Like, this is fucking horrible all around.
Affairs case, amplified by the fact that it occurred within months of the height of Black Lives Matter protests. Joseph was shot 3 times in the legs and once in the lower abdomen. While officers applied tourniquets, he allegedly yelled, spit, and attempted to bite them. Officials transported him to an ambulance in 8 minutes where he was treated for
I wouldn't really put this guy up on like the list of you know, people to support in the BLM movement, but the cops did do wrong.
laser probes, dog bites, and underwent surgery for bullet wounds. He ultimately survived his injuries. Officer Dean identified himself as the shooter. All officers who applied force of any kind were escorted to the police station, photographed, and submitted belongings to evidence. Local and national news quickly picked up the case, highlighting Joseph as an unarmed, naked black man shot by police. Meanwhile, investigators searching the female victim's home found evidence that aligned with her story. Later in the criminal process, while discussing his transfer, officers learned Joseph told medical staff he was trying to die by police gunfire. Joseph was soon transferred from Regions Hospital to Dakota County Jail. Just over a day after the incident, Internal Affairs questioned off
because people will be like, "Oh, this is one who you want to support." Dude, that's what sucks. Is like, I mean, I could bring up so many situations of like people who are wrongfully killed by cops, but then they happen to do something terrible, and then it like, you know, they use that as ammo to be like, see, he deserved to die. It's like, it doesn't matter because in the context of the situation, the cop should not have killed him. Does the dude deserve death? I mean, who am I to say? You know, like he did some of the most horrible, heinous things you could possibly do as a person. So maybe he did deserve death. Sure. But the cop didn't shoot him because of what he did. The cop shot him kind of for no reason. Because no one really knew the whole situation. Miscommunication. I guess the cop thought that he had a gun, even though there was already a dog on him, even though everyone had tasers. Yeah, this is horrible.
Officer Dean about his actions.
It's not up for the cop to decide that, though. Exactly my point. Yeah. I don't think he deserved death personally. He should have served prison sentence. Well, that's what I'm saying. Who am I to say he should have or shouldn't have deserved death? Like, you know, I don't know. I feel like that's such like a weird, I don't know. It's rough to give an answer to that question, you know?
I've responded to calls where people are under the influence of embalming fluid. That person has superhuman strength. It blocks pain receptors. He was eating glass. He cut open his scrotum. We had fired pepper ball rounds. None of it was effective. Taser was deployed, ineffective. The lesson...
The taser was deployed after you shot at him? Just saying.
Lethal options weren't affecting Mr. Washington. I had a great concern that a taser won't work, that he's still armed with this weapon and he's going to get to an officer and be able to use
and the dog was very effective. The dog was working.
That weapon. As he runs, he can go southbound and flee. I think that's what we're all hoping would happen. K9 would get him and this would be resolved.
I think it's insane how many people, especially in the U.S., like to play God, deciding who gets to live or die based on their own opinions is wild. I also hate, like, whenever... I mean, I'm not gonna bring up that situation. That's gonna cause too much fissure in the comment section of this video. There's already gonna be a bunch of fissure in the comment section of this video, but yeah, I'm not gonna bring up what is in my brain right now. It's a bad idea.
I believed I heard a taser go off and it was ineffective, and he continued. At that point,
for the
I fired
engagement?
3 rounds, and I did so because I was the lethal cover. I had a fear for my safety, certainly to Officer Fields.
I'll just say there's a situation where people were killed and wrongfully killed. However, because those people just so happen to be bad people and have done bad things, people say it's a good thing that they died, and it's a good thing that that person did that. Even though what they did was fully wrong, but you know.
And Buckley, who were behind me, and definitely to Sergeant Brown, because I think that she had fired her taser and it was ineffective.
Officer Dean believes Sergeant Brown used her taser before he fired, but evidence shows she actually deployed it nearly 15 seconds after his first shot.
I fired 1 more round because the other 3 didn't stop him. At that point, I reassessed. Officer Peterson deployed a second taser. He was still able to function. Officers moved in. I holstered my weapon. I was shocked. I've never fired my weapon. My training kicked in. There's a response gap. When I fired the rounds, I was within 2 or 3 feet of him. I wasn't able to see him as he was approaching. I saw him as he came around the corner.
Evidence shows Joseph was about 15 feet away, though exact distances can be hard to recall in high-stress situations.
Dude, why is this the second time no one fucking listens when it's a female officer giving orders? Oh, wait, are you talking about that one video where the cops fucking open fire like crazy on this dude in the car with a child? Even though the female officer multiple times said, don't, I have a shot, No one shoot. And then they all just open fire, and the child dies. The innocent child. Yeah, I remember that. That's fucking horrible, dude.
From this angle, the sergeant appears to be just inches from Anthony's line of fire when he shoots.
To this moment, I don't know if he had a weapon or not, but I couldn't see in his right hand. I believe that he had been fixated on Sergeant Brown because I think he could see her.
Like
I realized that I'd been in a
like
critical incident. I wanted to call my wife because my concern and my promise. My promise is that I always let her know I'm okay. I realized that I shouldn't do that. Before I give my public safety statement, Officer Kalaji was there, and I asked him to take my phone so that if and when she calls, he can just explain to her I'm okay. The nature of what we do, details come out and she contacts me. Under normal circumstances, I can text back, I'm okay. In this situation, I just knew I didn't control anything, and so I knew I'd be coming here. Officer Kalaji,
I mean, maybe you shouldn't have shot him. I don't know.
he collected me up and brought me away from the scene as they were taking Mr. Washington into custody.
The day after the incident, the Pioneer Press reported that Police Chief Todd Axtell was considering releasing the footage and firing Officer Anthony Dean.
Hold up. A police chief that doesn't double down and try to protect his officers? A police chief that actually realizes when they do something wrong? I like this guy. What the fuck? Boy. Yeah, he did say considering. Yeah, the considering. But like, damn. That's rare. That's super rare. Like every time we see these situations, it's always like the chief is like, we did everything perfect. He did everything, by the book, exactly what he's supposed to do.
For the shooting. In response, Dean and his lawyer sought a court order to prevent the release of the footage.
My concern was for my wife. One of our officers that I'm friends with had been accused of being the person that caused the riots in Minneapolis. People showed up to his wife's house. When officers are involved in officer-involved shootings nowadays, they're targeted.
The court motion became a...
Yeah. I mean, if you had that hindsight, why the fuck would you do it? I'm sorry, but like don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like it's okay that they came, like, chat. There are plenty of things that that side has done that are bad. I'm not like saying it's good that they went to the wife or whatever. I'm just saying, like, if the cop had that in hindsight, you would think like, okay, I'm gonna do everything in my power to not do this mistake.
Irrelevant when the police chief released the body cam footage during a press conference on December 1st, just 3 days after the incident.
And when I asked myself if the officer's actions on Saturday night were reasonable and necessary, the only answer I can come up with...
The cop's house, not necessarily the wife's house. Bit of a weird framing to me. I mean, I guess that's true. That's true. And yeah, I don't know. Did the suspect die? Yeah, he got shot 4 times.
Is no.
Anthony Dean was fired over the incident. Anthony's lawyer...
Right? Yeah, he died, right?
...expressed frustration over the release, which did not show less...
I actually did we clarify that? Did he die? I don't even remember. He lived? Oh, he lived. Okay, I'm just stupid. Okay, he lived. My bad. I don't know why my brain completely glazed over that little detail. That's my bad. I think I was probably reading chat whenever they said it. Oops, my bad. Oopsies.
Than lethal tactics, nor Joseph's claims of being armed. We were similarly denied access to this footage, as it was deemed private, non-public data under Minnesota law. Since 2023, the law...
Yeah, I think that's what... I'm just used to people dying. You're right. I think that's what it is. My brain just automatically goes to... Yeah, they're dead. Yeah. Because every video we watch, someone dies.
Requires footage to include circumstances surrounding an incident, not just the incident itself, which is how we were able to win an appeal with the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Investigation for the minutes of footage leading up to the shooting, evidence that has never been publicly released before. The 1,400-page report surrounding this incident includes transcribed interviews with all involved officers, witnesses, 911 callers, the female victim, and written descriptions of all body-worn cameras, even sections we were denied access to.
That the guy got into a car crash and zoned out? All right.
true. However, one particular discrepancy has been noted. That discrepancy is the absence of an officer saying, "Hands are empty," as we heard just moments after Joseph left the dumpster.
Hands are empty.
While officers farther away, including Officer Dean, likely did not hear the comment, this key detail is missing from the report. No officer...
I feel like that should be like a thing that should be radioed over to everybody. It's a pretty important detail.
...mentioned this comment in their interviews, nor was it...
I guess it did happen pretty fast, though.
...mentioned in any written descriptions of the body camera footage, despite it being heard on 6 different recordings. Despite these details, the report concluded that Anthony Dean had a reasonable belief he was protecting himself and others when he shot Joseph Washington, and no criminal charges were filed against him. Joseph faced charges for 3 counts of first-degree criminal sexual conduct, 1 count of kidnapping, and 1 count of second-degree assault, all felonies. Reports state Joseph called the victim over 350 times in the course of 11 months while in custody, despite an active restraining order resulting in a violation. He spoke about sharing a settlement with the victim, likely referring to a pending lawsuit suing Anthony, where he alleges he ran towards officers to surrender. Joseph wrote a letter to the judge regarding his violation, offering a troubling glimpse into his mindset. This is how innocent men go to prison for a crime he didn't commit. She slipped and said her mom went to the apartment before police and staged a domestic scene. I plan on making this into a movie so I can make certain people famous in the...
Dude, this guy fucking sucks, man. This guy sucks.
Wrong way.
Holy
Unfortunately for Joseph, in his own words, evidence always solves the case. Minnesota courts proceeded with Joseph's no-contact order violation while his assault case was still pending. In 2024, he pleaded guilty. He was sentenced to 23 months in jail with 761 days of jail credit. In October 2024, Joseph was found guilty on all charges in his sexual assault case. On 2 criminal sexual conduct charges, he was not convicted. For his 3rd charge, he was sentenced to 30 years in prison, the maximum sentence, which runs consecutively with his 4 years and 9 months for kidnapping. He also received 5 years and 11 months for second-degree assault, but this runs concurrently and won't add time to his total sentence. After applying 4 years, 5 months, and 14 days of jail credit, which seems to overlap his restraining order sentence, his total time is 30 years, 3 months, and 2 weeks. He is also committed to 10 years.
That is like... Dude, that's actually like crazy high. That's not bad at all. I mean, like, that's kind of wild. Like, we see cases of dudes harassing women and sexually assaulting women, and they get like a couple years. That's wild.
Years of conditional release after his sentence. He must also provide a DNA sample, pay restitution.
White guy would have gotten less. I mean,
and register as a predatory offender. Due to the severity of his crimes, he is likely ineligible for earned time and must serve his full sentence.
I mean, he definitely deserved it, but I know what you're saying, though.
Good behavior. His sentence is expected to end August 2055, when he will be nearly 66 years old. His conditional release will end in 2065, when he will be nearly 76.
That was a wild ride. I did not think that was going the way that it went. This is absurd. The man is a fleeing rapist and the officer gets fired. This is not justice. I mean, okay. There's actually, let's talk about this for a second. There's a lot of comments of people saying like, firing the cop and potentially making a rapist rich is the most Minnesota thing I've heard in a while. Yeah, I mean, I think the suing thing was a little bit weird. But at the same time, like, the cop did do wrong. Like, it's such a weird situation because the cop did, in all technicality of the word, the cop did do wrong. Like 100%. At the same time, it's that situation that we talked about where the dude happens to be a horrible fucking person. Personally, I think it should have been a suspension instead of a firing. That's what I'm saying. I was really surprised by the firing because like cops get suspensions for way worse things. I never ever see a cop actually get fired. Like that's the one thing where I'm like really surprised about. Also, the dude didn't die. Like I thought the dude was gonna die. And then I'm like, okay, it makes sense that he got fired. But the dude lived and he got fired, which is crazy. Cops like murder people and they don't get fired. So yeah, this whole situation's like a mess, bro. Everybody sucks at the end of the day. They said it happened during BLM protests. I'm wondering if the police district was worried about backlash. Honestly, yeah, you know what? That's probably what was going on. They're probably worried that, you know, which understandably, they were worried about that situation.
Now it's time to walk away. I hope you enjoyed your stay. Did you laugh or cry or maybe subscribed? I'll thank you either way. You know I will miss you. I hope you return. Tell your friend or your mother to get me more views, please.